the do not, then we would never really know who our children are. And we will never be able to mind about life. And most of our children have done that before they are even 15. They've decided who they want to be. Somebody said the most critical time. But don't get discouraged if your children are 30 or your children are 25 and you think there is something that you have not done. You can pray. God can intervene in any situation. I had some situations with my children, and I just went back to God. I said, God, the Spirit of God that lives in them can awaken their mortal bodies to begin to follow you. Just Paul said that Spirit that rose Jesus Christ from the dead, we are awakening the dead. God, let that Spirit begin to awaken them. And I saw changes in my children. I'm talking about my adult children. I'm just trying to encourage those of us that have missed those developmental years when our children were under our tutelage and our children are now gone. And you're so, no, there's still time. Our God is always the God of second chance. And you can still go to God, and God can repay, can restore those years that we didn't do some of the things that we were supposed to do. What is our responsibility as parents? I just want to share a few thoughts with us. The Bible is full of teaching about what parents should be like, what parenting should be like. Maybe sometimes directly it's not talking about father and mother, but referring to parenting. And I'm going to be sharing from one of those scriptures, 1 Thessalonians chapter 2. Paul was speaking here. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, from verse 11 and 12. As you know that we treated each of you as a father treats his own children. And he now went on to enumerate how they were treated. He said, we pleaded with you. We encourage you. We urge you to live your lives in a way that God will consider worthy. For he called you to share in his kingdom and glory. That scripture, I want us to just look at it in some. I just read NLT. I will also read it now in NIV. It said, for you know that we dealt with you each, for you know that we dealt with each of you as a father deals with his own children, encouraging, comforting, and urging you to live lives worthy of God, who calls you into his kingdom and glory. So how are we as parents supposed to help our children to live a life worthy of the call of God? This is what Paul has taught us here. You know, a lot of parents, I was watching some terrible video. I call it terrible because honestly, it's terrible. About this couple in America that had 13 children. This couple met in church, in a Pentecostal church. They were both workers in church. They got married and they had 13 children. And they abused their children, horrific treatment of their children that is unimaginable. And while they were doing this, they were using the Bible. They were quoting the Bible for the punishments they were